Aggro Mage today. This is the list. Not too common of a deck. I've maybe seen one person kind of try this on a ladder since they launched it. And I don't even think their list looked like this, but the idea is the same. It's just very, very aggressive, low cost, not a ton of card draw. We try to get there with the Murloc, and yeah, blast him in the face. There's a little bit of board control in this deck, a few elements of it, especially if you're doing something like playing a hunter here. You might frostbolt a minion, mana worm, another good candidate for bumping instead of going face, especially here on turn one. This is just a great opener. But yeah, in general, the deck is not too bad. It's kind of in an interesting spot when it comes to... this is perfect for us. When it comes to the current meta. And the reason for that being, there's lots of like control heavy decks, stuff like... Okay, this gets very interesting. Stuff like Handlock, that's going to be throwing up taunts and whatnot. I think we just bump here. The only question, there's actually an argument to ping. There's an argument to frostbolt. Ooh. This is tough. I actually think we frostbolt this. Go face. Would have been really nice to frostbolt face, in case he's got bow here on 3. Okay, not great. But this way we can juggle into one of these, hopefully. So yeah, stuff like Handlock, that's just got lots of taunts out in front of you. It's going to mean that you can bypass that with fireballs, frostbolts, those kinds of things. As well, the Murloc, Cold Light Seer, I think it's called, is actually extremely effective at dealing with stuff like that. Oh, this is so perfect. Mirror Image is great. The only thing that sucks about this is Doggos, Unleash the Hounds. But yeah, it's very good with like Handlock because you can cause him to overdraw. Same thing happens with Warrior a lot of the time. I'd actually like to fireball this if I could. Too bad that I can't. This is tough. I could spam tons of stuff, but I don't think it's worth it. Just gotta be ahead of them, but we gotta think about Unleash the Hounds here. If he combos it with Buzzard, drawing 4 cards is, well, recipe for disaster. The dogs can get through these taunts, and then, yeah, he can smack something here. He probably smacks the elemental. Okay, well, at least he doesn't have the Buzzard with it. Very interesting. So we could clear the board if he wants. And he's going to. We get the draw, which is big. Very nice. This doesn't really matter, I don't think. Yeah, we've got enough mana for everything, but, you know, why not? He's already used 1 Unleash, so here we are with 3 guys, not a big deal. But this is where we start to stall unless we get into that card draw. Now this is probably explosive, but that's okay. We can continue to stall not let him play anything. We're not really in danger of dying right away. Of course, it could happen. Alright, so here we can kill that stuff and then probably attack. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. I don't know if there's any reason to use this now. I don't think so. We might want it for minions here. Pretty good target for it. Another golem. That's bad. That's bad. Taking 6 damage here. Big problem. But if we can live one more turn, I feel like we've got a chance anyway. Oh my god. Alright. We would have brought him down to 11. We'd be threatening 6. Drawing into a fireball or cold blaze here. 2 fireball would have won us the game, so pretty unlucky on the arcane missiles, but who knows? I mean, good chance he draws into 2 damage as well. So fast games with this deck. A lot of them are kind of coin flippy. I think this is actually a decent deck to climb with. Now, I said that rogue deck earlier, the tempo rogue was a decent deck in the meta, and I was proven wrong very quickly, so could happen because this is kind of an off meta thing. But I do think that there's real value in this deck. Now, I for sure want that. I actually think this is very useful against Druid. But yeah, some of the games you're just going to end up losing pretty much based off the fact that you're going to draw poorly. You're either not going to get your card draw or you're not going to get your burst damage. But other games you're just going to absolutely steamroll because there's lots of upside to this deck. When it works, it really, really works. There's like nothing they can do to stop it. Alright, so this is great. Like, he needs time to develop. We're putting on a ton of pressure right off the bat. Arcane missiles could be useful here this next turn. We'll see what he does on 4. But it's at least going to buff this up. We can trade pretty efficiently with a Yeti. But it also depends what we draw into. We also don't need to trade, right? Like if he drops a Yeti, we could just go face and force him to do something. The worry there's more swipe or something. This is probably Druid to the Claw. Yeah, so this is where Arcane Missiles, not too bad. See what we get here. Yeah, obviously that's going to be good. Kind of playing around swipe by throwing away our 1 health minion and just, again, keep the pressure on. His best card's probably another Druid of the Claw. See what he's thinking here. A silence on that. Not too worried about that. And this is where I just don't think it's worth trading. So, we can't exactly trade efficiently, but he's not at risk of bursting us down. We've got burst in hand. Right, he's going to need 9 mana for the combo, and even with this on board, like if he had some crazy double innervate combo thing, we're still not dead. But if he's going to trade a bit more efficiently, right, like he's going to take the Golem, which preserves him, maybe get a swipe, and then like finish off the remnants of this golem, something like that. You know, we still just have enough that we're maybe threatening lethal next turn, potentially the turn after. It looks like a swipe here, though. And then he kills that. Which is also not that bad, because then this guy ends up frozen. So 3 damage, 9, 10. Let's see. Wow. Do we ping that? Probably. Might as well. Gonna be pretty tough for him to stop, as I think like Ancient of Lore could heal him out of it, but he's gonna have to do that with an Innervate and something else, which I think is pretty unlikely. Yeah, so there's the heal. Cold Light Oracle would have given us more draw to potentially burst him down even more. And that's kind of the deck at its best, I would say. Finally up into to silver. See what we get here. I'd like to see a variety of decks against this, just to see how it stacks up against them. But I do feel like it's got a chance against almost anything. When you go really, really hyper aggressive, that can actually counter a lot of these control decks. Really got to think about this with the abusive. I don't know if I want to mulligan that. I don't think so. I think these two work really well in tandem. It's just going to be a question as to whether this is Zoo or Handlock. And we're getting Zoo. So I also think we have to take the risk. Like, there's a very good argument to actually coin ping this off. We're taking the risk that he doesn't have abusive, because abusive is just the greatest thing for him. Okay. Now I think we're gonna want to do that. Although we could coin Cold Light as well. I don't think that that's as strong. Yeah, I don't think that's as good. I think we just really want to take care of the Juggler. That's not bad for him. Obviously, the card draw is going to help our Warlock friend here as well. But because he's already got all this card draw, like, he's just kind of a jerk. Go face thing. Yeah, because of that, I think it's more in our favor than it is his. Though only slightly. I think we're actually much better suited to take care of Zoo if we go first. Because if we open with a Mana Worm, we're just able to trade way more efficiently. Let's do a Frostbolt. I'm sure he's just going to trade the bubble off here. Which really isn't a problem for him, but having these two Arcane Missiles sets us up to deal with some threats here on the board. Interesting, he's just going super aggressive. Honestly, not that bad for him. I think we want to bump here then. very interesting. I think we do this again. Then I think we ping this or that. No, we probably do ping this. Drop the Argent coin mirror image. Because we're likely not using Fireball next turn, so we can use our draw with the Cold Light as well. I know it kills one of these for free, but it reclaims the board for us, which is a big deal. It also makes stuff like Doomguard just not as effective as far as like face damage goes. Oh, maybe we do Fireball here. We almost certainly do. Ooh, this is tough. This is very tough. I kind of think we don't, though. 12 damage to his face is really good in this deck. And we have a taunt up. So now let's play both of these. Or ping keep the bubble. I think we ping keep the bubble. We can still Fireball next turn. The Dwarf if we want, or something else. But I'm kind of encouraging him to tap here. Wow, he runs a reg. Interesting. We've basically got 14 damage in hand. This is kind of 17. Let's see, if we did that, here's what I think we do. And yes, it looks strange. But this is a very aggressive face deck. Got 2 damage there, 8, 11, 12. I wouldn't think he's got lethal. Yeah. He's got a lot of damage, but what is that? 10, 18. So it looks like we just win. You can do whatever you want. I'm surprised he's even trying to push face. Alright, so yeah, the power of Aggro Mage. Even against Zoo, I kind of thought that was a lost game. But it went quite well. Alright, something different, some variety. It's a different guy. We'll see if maybe it's hand lock this time. We definitely don't want these two. This can be good. But I think we throw that back too. We just really want 1-drops. Okay. We'll take it. Alright, and it is looking like hand locked. Still no guarantee. Maybe not. Oh, it is. Interesting. Okay, so he's got 6 cards in hand. I actually want to save the Cold Light. This isn't exactly a predictable deck, right? He doesn't necessarily know that we're running a Cold Light. So I want him to continue to build up these cards in his hand. I'm guessing he's going to go for an early taunt here, and that's probably why he dropped it. We're just going to be smacking him. Might not be the right move because he can Argus and that becomes a 4/4. Okay. Well, I think we have to Cold Light here. Ooh, that's a good card though. That is a very good card. I don't know if we Arcane Missiles. I think we do. We hope to hit the 3/1. Face is okay. I think that's just fine. We'll ping that and keep going face. Still could make them overdraw with these. Gonna be harder to do. I'm expecting something more like a Hellfire, Shadow Flame. He's really thinking about it though. Okay, just taunts is okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Oh, we've got 12 damage there. I think we are going to want to start bursting this stuff down. It's 12 damage in hand, quite good. 2 draws for him is actually pretty useful though. I don't think we're going to be able to overdraw with the other one either. He's going to refrain from tapping as much as he can. Or not. Okay, Hellfire. I really don't mind that. I mean, guy's like putting himself into lethal range for me. Okay. It's a little bit difficult. We're gonna do this. See where it goes. Yeah. He's gearing up for Moltens, presumably. And we've got 12 damage in hand. I think this is okay. We can have our knives go through. Oh, we might just win here. Looks like we do. Easy, just drop 2 fireballs. You win every game. Alright, keep this streak going. Yeah, not bad at all. Off to a pretty good start. I mean, we had the one loss, but you know, I can live with 1 loss if this is how it turns around. Alright, versus Warrior, I think this is a bit harder. I do like the Cold Light. Yeah, I like the Cold Light. I think we need card draw here. Fireball. Ugh. This is not a great opener. We're going to drop this, try to maximize damage if you can't deal with it. So the reason why this is so difficult of a matchup is that he can armor up, right? He can go sort of beyond that 30 health threshold. It's certainly one of the more dangerous decks for that reason, because we can just like run out of burst if he out armors everything. A frothing. Well, we can just fireball that. Normally, I wouldn't recommend it. Too bad we can't Sorcerer's Apprentice and fireball. But we could also trade off the Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't think that's as good, though. The fact that he coined it out makes me think he doesn't have many other answers. And the frothing makes me think it's not a control warrior deck. It might be. But there's a good chance that this is like the Worgen OTK deck. I think again, we just want to maximize damage here. Want to maximize damage, and if I play that, it means a Whirlwind kills everything. Now Whirlwind just kills 2 things. Still bad, but less bad. Okay, I can deal with that. That's fine. We're going to hold off on playing this if we can. This is a really good card against Warrior. Now, he might Brawl this. I think usually about 4 minions is kind of the max of what you want to play for Brawl. But if he does it here, we're guaranteed 1 thing to survive. Not bad. Stuff like this gets difficult though. Like, do I want to deny card draw with that? Or do I want to freeze his face so he can't play weapons? And I guess it depends if we're playing that as well. We could trade this off. I think this is the play. Well, might depend what we drop into as well. Because if we play Cold Light, there's a better chance that he is Brawl. Okay, I think this is what we do. I think we trade this off. We don't want him to get Brawl. We're going to be kind of patient here. He's got 2 draws to have gotten a weapon, which we really don't want. 2 draws for a Brawl as well, but then we've got a way better chance of refilling our hand. I think we're fine with this now. We get an immediate damage off of that, but we get an immediate damage off of that as well. I don't think we do anything else. I'm just thinking about Brawl. We may be Leper Gnome. Yeah, we Leper Gnome. We Leper Gnome. Because if he Brawls, he takes 4 damage. He's maybe back up at that, but we get a card draw off of that and another one, which could give us Fireball and just win the game. What do you got? Plus a good chance that we actually win something on the Brawl. This is fine. Thalnos missiles could even potentially give us some kind of lethal as well. Now we could play the Loot Hoarder and ping it and try to draw a Fireball. Let's see, let's do this first. We can actually just ping Thalnos if we want as well. No. We're not gonna do that. I think we're gonna do that. It would have had to be a Frostbolt. We didn't actually have enough mana for ping draw Fireball. He's not able to Alexstrasza his face, so all of this damage is still very relevant. Gonna be hard to deal with this. 2 card draws if he brawls, and those guys die. Okay, we just need a spell here. Perfect. Ah, he didn't even want to play it out. That's how big of bullies we are. Alright, so I think I'm actually right this time. This is an off-meta deck as far as what people are playing, but it is actually very, very effective and very fast at climbing ranks. Alright, a rogue. Yeah, we are getting a good variety here today. Happy with that. Whew, this is tough though. Frostbolt's super good because it denies hero power. What I really want is a mana worm. Yes, you want the 1-drops. Mana worm. And he's got coin. So next turn he'll have 2. You're worried about hero power deadly poison on this. So a Frostbolt to face next turn is fine. But I take everything back. Because what the hell is this?
The light protects me.
Well, this is very interesting. It's not mana efficient, but I think it's very good. He can't hero power that. I think there's a good chance he plays abusive on this. So still a Frostbolt to face is very useful. And we're getting tons of damage here. Getting some stuff on board. Okay, it's good for him. Very good for him. We actually want like arcane missiles here. I think we do want to ping one of these off and trade that in there. This is gonna be tough. We're decently behind. The cold light is good for us. I think I'm happy with that. Anything that's doing damage to his face is very, very good for us. We still probably ping the 2-1 here, though. Ooh, that is tempting. We actually want him to kill that with SI. Just like delay a little bit, give us more chance for burst. And then, oh, that would set up such a good arcane missiles. Interesting. It's kind of weird though, because that just lets us kill the golem. Yeah, which is certainly what we want to do. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. This is a little bit tough, though. For sure, we water elemental.
What to do? What to do?
Then we can ping face, or we can leper gnome. I think the leper gnome is better. Because he can swing with his hero power, but it's essentially 4 damage to his face, which is very good. Double of this. Okay. Interesting.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
I also think here, pinging face is good. Just with having still another fireball in deck, we could actually win off of 2 pings, double fireball type shenanigans. Are we dead here? Shadow step or something? Oh, blade flurry. Okay, maybe not dead then. 3, 6, 12. Is that enough? That is, right? 3, 6, 12, 13, 14. Wow. Well, we're the best. We are just the best. Playing the best deck in the game. Extremely effective today. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I thought the deck was good, but I'll be honest, I'm even surprised with the performance we're getting out of it here.
You asked for it.
More druid. I don't hate that. We do need a fair bit of damage, so the card draw off Cold Light is quite good. It's not like the best 1-2-3 curve, but I'll take almost any 1-2-3. Plus, we still have a chance to draw into better stuff, right? Get a mana worm here on 1 or something. Also not bad. And yeah, we might not play that on 3, but I think it's going to be helpful in this matchup anyway. Is it coin wild growth or something? Ooh. If he doesn't wrath that, I'm going to like the Knife Juggler abusive play here a lot. Oh, keeper, okay. Well, Knife Juggler, you've got one job. And you failed. I'm not sure if it's better to throw the 3-1 into that, but I don't think so. Because he's probably killing the Juggler and we can missiles or ping it. Definitely not ideal. Let's do missiles first. This is probably one of our better missiles plays. We get the card draw. Yeah, not the greatest start, but it's workable. Another 1-drop will go a long way. Interesting. Well, I think it's gotta be this. I actually think it's worth taking these out. It does leave the board pretty vulnerable to swipe, but it's not like a horrible swipe if he does. And with those 2 fairy dragons, it looks like he's more of a token druid. This is totally fine. I think that's a big mistake. I think a lot of people are they're hesitant to charge with that. But see, he gets like no value off of it. Whereas a charge could have taken that out and then forced a bump. Or, you know, next turn hits that kind of thing. Especially playing Mage, like you know that they have Fireball in the deck. Yeah, this is interesting. So we've got 5 damage. I do like the draw. I think the draw is going to be best here, and then we'll just decide what to do. Oh, that is so good. So the thing here is that we're super vulnerable to swipe. Because of that, I'm okay trading 1 minion off. And now, like a swipe on, like he could kill these 3, unless he's got like spell power swipe, then he can kill. Or he can still do a lot of damage to that and kill the 3. This is not very scary. Now we could trade into this as well. But I don't think that that's a good play.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Coin combo doesn't really scare me. There's really not a lot here that does scare me. I don't think we need the spell damage. And even if he has some kind of weird combo shenanigans, his face is frozen. Yeah, I can't think. I mean, swipe is going to be his best play pretty much no matter what. And spell power swipe will go a long way. But I still don't see how he makes it out of this. Do you have any cards that you can play? Alright, another taunt. Okay, maybe he's mathed this out. Maybe he's got a chance. Very interesting. Very interesting. What do you hit though? Yeah, 2-2 or something? That makes sense. I only see 4, 6. No, we've got enough damage, right? Because we hit there. We hit there. 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's enough just like this. Maybe he didn't math it out, but he knew he was kind of close. Fair enough. And another win. Guys, we're crushing it with this deck. Lots of meta decks we're playing here too. I think, yeah, I think if people like aggro, this is a good choice. Give it a go.
You asked for it.
Fireball. Interesting, interesting. These two are super good against Shaman. But Fireball? Like Unbound Elemental is a good one to hit. I think I'd rather go for like a Knife Juggler or Frostbolt or something. Mirror Image also. Oh. I mean, we can Mana Worm, coin Mirror Image. And he basically has to answer with like a Lightning Bolt. Ooh. Or that. Oh, it's also good. It's also good. But I don't want to get abusive. We're gonna do this. Some risk to it with the lightning bolt. But, I mean, it's the start of the game. You're usually not going to want to keep a lightning bolt in your hand. Son of a bitch. Alright, we'll see what we get here. I think it's worth just doing this. There's not going to be all that many great targets for missiles anyway. This sets up the board pretty nicely for us. Especially because he's only on 2 mana, so I'm kind of expecting a totem. Very interesting. Okay. Still, though, we've got the board. I think wolves here could be a problem. And we see them. It's interesting. So he's going to be at 3 mana. I think the better play is this and do nothing. So it lets him freely take these. But the problem is if you play both of these, you're going to get lightning stormed. You're going to lose these. And potentially this. And if you're swinging with this at all, it just creates an ugly scenario. But here, we're going to get way more efficient trades. You would think, anyway. Here. And again, a little bit weird, but I think because we actually want the card draw, this is going to be the play. Let's see if we can't keep this win rate up. What are we, 4-1, 5-1? I think we're like 5-1 now. Do you now? Yeah, I'm not sure what he does at 6. If he's mid-range, he's probably got a lot of options here. Interesting. That's actually really good for him. Okay, this is not bad with our juggler, though. Because we can do this. I think the card draw here is very important. Oof. Alright. Then we're going to ping for safety. Hit this. We do get the knife to face, but this is where I expect another lightning storm turn. And the overload for him is not going to be too relevant. Like, he can probably lightning storm, build a board. Hopefully he doesn't have unbound. Yeah, very interesting spot for him. But I think it's a favorable position. Certainly not unwinnable for us. We were pretty behind against that zoo. Able to make a good comeback, so see what we get here. Here's the lightning storm. Card draw is good, at least. Flame time. We really want something to deal with that. Okay. Well, because he just used the lightning storm, I feel pretty comfortable playing directly into another lightning storm. If he's got it, you know, props to him. But I think our win condition has to be, you know, be as aggressive as possible. I think if we start playing this safe, he's got time to establish a board and we just lose. Okay, very good for him. Again, overloads him, but I don't think it's all that relevant here. I think we do want to take this out, but I'm not sure. I think we do. Partly. I guess that's not. I don't know. That might be a mistake. Because he probably takes these two out. It's another 6 damage. We could have had 3 more. Yeah, that probably was a mistake. I think that should have just been same kind of rationale. Yeah, especially if that's what he's got for chargers. Surprised he didn't take out the worm with that. Ooh, very, very good to hit face here. So we kind of forced the trade anyway. Yeah, another 3 damage to his face would have been really good. And it's would have been kind of irrelevant what, you know, the bonus damage that he gets. Still though, 2 fireballs in our deck, right? We've got cold lights to draw them. These decks don't usually have a lot of heal either. Sometimes they run earthen rings, but I'd say more often than not they don't. But I am going to guess that he's going to threaten lethal in like a turn or two. I think he's getting close to there. So yeah, that was the only card that would have been problematic for Flame Tongue. There's probably nothing wrong with playing this. I think there's a good chance we're dead though. I mean, he's got 12 damage now. Well, we've got 30 health. I don't know. Maybe next turn we're dead. Yeah, like a rock biter, bloodlust, anything like that would for sure put us in the ground. I don't even know that he needs it though. 5, 9, 10. This is it. Dang. Needed a fireball on that draw. So this is what I mean with the kind of coin flip nature of the deck to some extent. Some games you're just not going to get your cold lights when you need them or get your fireballs when you need them, but it's just kind of okay. That's how you build it. You build it for high upside as long as you're hitting it most of the time, which we seem to be here. Then you can take those losses. And at least they're fast, right? Because that's the worst. If you're playing like a control warrior or something, you don't get the deck or the draws that you need. Oof, painful, painful. These two are a great combo because you can play them on the same turn, but we want a 1-drop as well. Actually, a really good 1-drop with these in your hand. I think I would still play Worm if I drew Worm there, even though there's the risk of coin Fiery War Axe. There's just so much upside to the other two. But here, I think this is great. You can actually afford to flood the board when it's this early. So I know I said before, you probably don't want to be going beyond 4 minions. I think it's okay if like you're at 4 minions turn 2, throw this stuff out, right? Just like get it all out onto the board. Do as much damage as you can. It's a bit of a tough decision as to whether we want the loot hoarder or not. I think, though, this is going to be better. Slightly more damage. We probably don't need the card draw next turn, but the turn after. And so even if he brawls this, right, with 2 more mana, we're probably getting the card draw from this at some point. We're burning a lot of his kind of control spells here. Very tough. Loot hoarder or water elemental? This is tough because he's not going to brawl next turn, but he's going to potentially brawl the turn after. He's used all this other stuff. We haven't seen weapons yet. I'll do the water elemental, but I'm not sure if it's correct. Very interesting. Okay, well, we're kind of okay getting rid of stuff on the board. Do we just spam it and let him brawl? I think so. He could totally brawl this. He takes 2 damage. We draw a card. Well, we end up with something, right? You actually really don't want the Loot Hoarder to win the brawl. That's like certain disaster. This is fine. Execute, I guess. Good chance that we trade here. And that's just because we want the card draw. Not bad. So a little bit more damage. Not a great position to be in. But the Golem is good against any kind of brawl play. Alright. Fine with museum play as well. Still a little bit worried about brawl here, but I think we just have to start pushing damage, because another concern is Alex draws a heal on 9. So it'd be nice if we could just kill him before that. There's the brawl. We'll see what wins it. Hopefully not the golem. Okay. It's not too bad. That's pretty bad, though. Okay. We do that. So we only threaten 4. I mean, if he doesn't heal here, a fireball is lethal. But I'd be very surprised if that happened. So I think we're hoping for a cold light more than anything. I actually don't know that we drop that. He's just going to gain more armor off of it or kill it with that. Or he's probably going to do both. He's probably going to gain an armor and then kill it. Might be another game where we just don't quite get what we want. It's a really funny faceless, but I think that's actually a really smart play by him. Yeah, and the Whirlwind Sea. This is where he would be buffing the or hitting the worm. Yeah, I think we're just dead here. If we would have got Cold Light, we got a chance, but he's gonna heal up more. We'll do one more. See if we can put a stop to this very quick loss streak. Even if we lose the next one, I think we're still above 50%. But with these last 2 losses, I actually think that's probably more representative of what you're going to get with the deck. We had some good draws in the early games, some not perfect draws here. But I would like to just smoke someone here at the end. Let's see. These two, very good. Again on 2. But I would love a Mana Worm. 2, you can do all of that. A different 1 drop. I think you do want to play that. It wouldn't be bad to power up one of the mirror images, but unless he's like an Immortal Coil it here, then we should just be able to spam all this stuff and start going face. Really good. I mean, this is just so oppressive for him to deal with. So yeah, he's fighting for board control and we're just fine going face. I mean, even if we draw like a water elemental, Squire ping is fine. Maybe we ping his minion. You know, it depends what he's dropping, I suppose. Is he gonna do a Voidwalker? Shield Bear. Okay, we might ping that. Oh my lord. That has to be annoying for him. Yeah, we're fine with that. He's got to slowly break through that. This is crazy. It's only 6 damage a turn. But it's going to be so slow for him to break through this. Like, 6 damage a turn should just win us the game. Oh. Oh, it's so mean. We don't even need mana anymore. Okay, we at least got horrible luck there. So I wouldn't normally recommend that you trade stuff, but having 3 taunts, preserving 4 damage, I think is worth it. Again, best case to deal with that is like a Mortal Coil. Sure, I guess a taunt sort of does the same thing. Yeah, we can do that. I think it's finally time to trade that away. Though if he does get like a 1 mana and an Argus, he's actually got a way back into this game. And we might trade this off for the card. Actually, I think we almost certainly do. Ooh, that's nasty. Tough choice. Do you Frostbolt that? I think you do. Just get the 1 damage. It's going to enable more damage later, and we can actually bump here at some point to kill. Well, him taking all his damage is fine. The fact that it hits there is not great. Not what you'd like to see, but again, slowly whittle him down, force him to go through the taunt. So we started with like the most insane draws, and then we've gone into just good, or like just okay draws, I think. Oh, a Soulfire. Ah. Okay, definitely gets him back into it. It's actually not a bad draw there. Get another damage. Yeah, it's tough for him to tap. And having a card draw there is great. It's tough for him to push face damage. We're certainly not in like the best of best shape, but he's just in such a bind that slowly pinging him down is maybe enough to win this. I think he really needs an Argus. Okay. I'm trying to think if he should be trading here. He might want to go face. I think we definitely just go face here. It's 4, we get 2, 1 more there. Then with the card draw, very good chance we get more burst. It also denies a tap here. Yeah, he's got to be. Gotta be hoping that that's an Arcus. Oh, can he even win this? I don't... Yeah, I guess it depends what that card is. Soulfire or Argus would keep him alive. But yeah, even if he like hits these two... No good. There we go. Okay, Soulfire. Harvest Golem. And a ping. And... You could get greedy. And you could ping that, go for lethal. But no need to be that flashy. I don't think he can come back, right? Even in Argus, we just ping his face. Life tap. Suicide's the greatest. Like I said, this is the last game. Thank you everyone for watching. Check out YouTube, Twitch, whatever. Artifacts, free tabletop RPG. It's in the description of both. Really appreciate everyone watching. All the follows and subs I've been getting on YouTube and Twitch and everything. So, yeah, thanks so much everyone for checking this out.